So, I'm at the bank I love that my bank has like one of those teller like ATMs where you can do anything you want. You can make transfers, you can deposit, you can do withdrawals, you can, and it's not like a regular ATM where it only comes out in 20s. You can get $5 bills, $1 bills. I love this ATM. So, I'm about to put this check in here. Oh. And then I noticed that the check thing is all taped up. Okay, let me try the other machine. There's another machine right next to it. Let me see if that machine... Good thing it's nighttime, so there's no traffic out here. Because the bank is closed. I need to make this deposit. Okay. Oh, shoot. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Was hitting the massive curve. Thought I cleared it, but I didn't. Okay. Gosh. Okay, good. This one is working. Gosh dang it. I only had to drive up a curb to do it. So I'm about to put this check in here and we're gonna have a little conversation, shall we? My husband's at home with the boys. My daughter, whose birthday would be Wednesday, she'll be 18 on Wednesday. She's hanging out with her boyfriend making steak and grilled cheese sandwiches. And my son, who is now 19, he lives at the dorm. So he's living in the dorm. So consistently it's really just me, the two littles, and my husband that are at home. So, I left him home, and today is a sad day. Today is a really sad day because I said, okay, let me use the restroom, and then I'm about to go and deposit this check, and it was God. It was God that had me use the bathroom. Then I'm just sitting in the bathroom, and yes. No. I'm just sitting in the bathroom taking my time, and I had my cell phone with me. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys take your phone to the bathroom sometimes? Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't, but I'm just in and out. TMI, I know. TMI, right? Aha, done and done. But, so, yeah, sometimes I do take my phone with me. And today was one of those days, or one of those times. And it was God. It was God that was having me take my phone to the bathroom. And let me tell you why. And why today is a sad day. Well, my daughter's dog, which I never really liked her dog, because her dog always seemed kind of aggressive for no reason, like whatsoever. He just had this little bit of aggression and it can be something simple, like you tell him night night. Remember, in a video I told you that I train the dogs. Night night means go to the room, and so her dog goes to her room, and our dog goes to our room, and our bed sits up pretty high, so he just kind of goes under the bed. There's a huge spot, and he just likes to sleep under the bed. So if you go night night and then he goes in the room and you try to like grab the doorknob and close the door, there were times that he's like lunged at my hand. Like he's never broke skin. It was like a graze, but I don't like that. And I kept telling her, your dog is lunging at me. Okay, it's an ambulance. Come on, people. You see the big old fat ambulance, and you still gonna try to make the light. Like, it's not about you right now. Chill out. You're just gonna have to miss your light. But so the dog would, he showed that type of aggression. And then when the kids are running around playing, then he gets excited and he'll like, and sometimes he'll chase them. And he scratched my son before, and I'm like, he's playing. Why are you attacking him when they're running around and playing? But I mean, these were all telltale signs, right? And so I was like, okay. To be honest, I told her, I said, I think your dog is like inbred. Like he's the 15th dog we've ever had. I've fostered dogs in the past and then rehomed them. But he's the 15th dog that we've ever had in our home. And 3 dogs we've had them like all their life. Like the time we got them, which would be like, normally we got them in adulthood. So it was like 3 to 5 years old, and we had them for the rest of their life until they had a full life and reached old age. So there were 3 out of the 15 that we've had their whole life. The other ones we fostered out. There were 3 of them, 3 or 4, where in my old marriage, we moved around so much that sometimes we would move into a home where they would say no dogs, and we had no choice. We couldn't find something else in the amount of time we need to find them, so we had to surrender them, right? So out of all the dogs and all the experience I've ever had, this is by far has been the worst dog that has ever been part of our family. And we've had him for 2 years. 2 years. I'll show you some pictures. See, look at the pictures. And you can see when we got him. I got everything. I have the pictures and everything because I'm Dr. Blue. So watch this. Okay, so you saw the pictures and everything, and so I didn't want a big dog. I told her to get something small, something that when she's at school or at work, the dog can stay in her room. Have we tried to kennel? Yes. Our house isn't really huge. I try to utilize the space in our house in creative ways, and it works perfectly for us. Like it works great, and it looks nice. It looks nice. But to put a big, huge, unsightly kennel somewhere, it's like, where are we going to do that? Where? There's no room for like a big kennel. So therefore, we train the dogs to just go to the bedroom. Because they don't have accidents in the house. It's a blessing. They don't have accidents in the house or anything like that. So we've trained them to go to the bedroom, to go night-night. And you just close the door and close them in there. He's been showing aggression for that. We've tried a kennel. We have, when he was younger, we tried like a kennel for a medium-sized dog because he was younger. He wasn't full grown. And I was like, okay, this will help with the potty training and everything and making sure when we're gone all day, he's not having accidents in the house. This dog worked hours on those bars. And it was one of those little cheap kennels that we got from Walmart, and I don't even remember. I think I can't remember, somebody gave it to us. If we can't, I cannot remember. But this dog worked hours on the bars and chewed the bars off, and then they had sharp ends on it, and he squeezed himself through the opening and scratched his skin. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, all right, we're not going to do that. We're just going to just have him just go to the bedroom and go night-night. That's what we're going to do, just night-night, because I didn't want him hurting himself. So I was like, okay, we did get him from the animal shelter, so maybe there's some anxiety as far as being in a cage. So I'm being considerate of that. He could have some anxiety there. And so then it was, just separation from Ayani, my daughter, because it's her dog. If he wasn't around her, he would just bark all day, no matter what. He would just bark. He was mean to everyone when she wasn't around. He was just mean. And I was like, okay, like, this is weird. I'm the one feeding you and taking care of you and buying you toys and taking you outside, but I'm getting the aggression, And so I was just like, I don't like this dog. I just don't like it. I've been telling her, we need to get rid of the dog. We need to get rid of the dog. But there's therapeutic reasons as to why we have the dog. So there's a whole story. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if you want to hear this story about why this dog is therapeutic. Because it's a sad story, but there's a whole story for it. So if you really want to know, I'll make a video and tell you guys, but I don't want to digress from this story. So there's been a history of, I just wanted to just get you guys to know the background of this dog. We've made all types of accommodations. We got this dog from a shelter as a puppy, and we're thinking, okay, we can rub off on him, show him love, and he'd be a better dog. But throughout the years, like, as far as listening to commands, he's gotten better. If Ayani's around, he doesn't listen to anything I say. If I say down or out or whatever, he doesn't listen to me. He'll go run to her and look at me like, I don't have to listen to you because she's here. But when she's not around, he will listen to me for the most part. He will, for the most part. I did get him one of those bark collars, because when we had to tie him out, so we tie him out and give him water and everything. It wasn't anything like a bad situation. So when we would tie him out, because we were going to be gone and didn't want him in the house, say we were going to be gone for 10 hours. It was like, okay, he needs to be outside for 10 hours. And so we tie him out and everything. There's a doghouse back there too, by the way, and he can't stand that doghouse. He will not go into it. The new dog we have goes into the doghouse, but he won't. He just won't go into it. So I think there's like some type of trauma. But we got the dog as a puppy. So I don't know. But trauma can run deep. So I don't know what's going on. But he barked 7 hours without a break. He wouldn't stop for more than 60 seconds. And I was like, we're going to get noise complaints. So I did get him one of those little bark collars. And so if you don't put it on him, yes, he's going to bark. He will bark until Jesus comes back. But if you put it on him, you don't even have to like do anything. It's like he knows it's on, and he's just like, okay, I'm not gonna bark. He won't bark. So when we have to tie him out, we have to put the bark collar on him, just to give our neighbors peace, because they have young kids and we don't know what else to do, right? So with all that background, today, the little ones love that dog, love him. We've had him for 2 years and they love him. So I tell them, leave the dog alone. Just leave the dog alone. I don't trust him. Leave the dog alone. I'm using the bathroom, like I said. My husband was in the bedroom watching TV. The dog was in the living room. Jude, who is 8, the 8-year-old's in the living room. I thank God that the 2-year-old was asleep. And Jude apparently had hugged the dog. And then when he got up, I guess when he got up, his hand hit the dog's face or something. He said, he was like, I was hugging him, and then when I stopped hugging him and I was getting back on the sofa, his hand did something and brushed the dog on the face, and the dog like snapped. You heard a low growl, and then the dog lunged at his face. So I'm gonna show you the pictures. So thank God it wasn't anything like a mauling or severe. But that is the last straw. So we don't have, well, the dog is put up. My daughter's not at home. I called her and then I texted her pictures, and she understands that the dog has to go. He has to go. So we're taking him to the animal shelter. We're going to explain to them what happened and show them the pictures. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what will happen from there. He can't be trusted around kids. He's good with other dogs. He's good with cats. He seems a little aggressive to me. But today was the straw that broke that camel's back in half. Like, it was like a piece of straw, and the camel don't even have a spine anymore. The spine detached. So that's what makes it such a sad day, because she absolutely loves that dog. But things have changed, and she works, and she's in high school, and she takes concurrent college classes. She's so busy, she doesn't really have time for her dog. I don't know if he's acting out because Ayani's hardly at home, but that's no excuse. That there's no good reason why it's okay. You know what I mean? So the dog has to go. So I haven't put up today because it's after hours for one. This happened at 5:22 p.m. The shelter closes. I mean, I think they don't take any more pets or anything after 4:30. So the shelter closes, and the shelter is closed. And so I got the dog put up, and I told the kids, I locked her bedroom door so that Oliver can't go in there. And I told the kids, leave that dog alone. Leave that dog alone. And the kids understand that the dog has to go tomorrow. She understands. And she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What's gotten into him? Like, what's wrong with him for him to do that? Like, she couldn't even believe that her dog was capable of doing something like that. And then it's like, oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse. It could have been. And I thank God that it wasn't. But it's not going to get any worse than this because the dog has to go. So it's very sad, very unfortunate. But we are going to be surrendering the dog to the animal shelter and letting them know precisely what happened. And then they can take it from there. And so we're going to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't, become infected. And then if we have to take them into the hospital, then we will, and let them know what happened. And, I think, I don't want to speak it, but I think we all know what happens when a dog does something like that. So scary. Well, I'm about to go in this store, and I already did the checks, deposited that into the account. So I'm about to go in here, and I wanted to get me like a little, like a soda or something. No caffeine, because I said I'm trying to stay off of caffeine. All right, fam. Thank you for, just listening to me and hearing the story. So yeah, let me know if you want to know anything else, or if you want to know like the story behind the therapy dog. There's a story behind it. So TTFN.